friends, today we will have a small briefing on financial inclusion and self-help groups. Let us have a small definition of the financial inclusion. Here, financial inclusion is nothing but the process of ensuring access to appropriate financial products and services needed by the vulnerable groups such as weaker sections and low income group at an affordable cost in a fair and transparent manner by mainstream institutional players. Aim is nothing but that some financial products, that means opening of SBI accounts, loan accounts, all these things should be also accessible to the financially excluded. So, who require this financial inclusion package? That means who are the financially excluded? That means the marginal farmers, landless farmers, and self-employed people, urban slum developers, migrants, and also socially excluded groups, senior citizens, and women. So, all these are not having adequate banking access in India. Let us see some of the facts here. So, about 51% of the farmer households do not have bank access. They are not having any bank accounts. And further, the 73% of the farmers do not have access to formal credit from the banks. Still, they are depending upon money lenders. Then, the 64% of the excluded are central and eastern and northeastern region, that is northeastern states. They are not having any banking access. If these people do not have banking access, who are the losers? Banks. They will lose the business, lot of business. Let us see the appropriate model how the banks are losing at a later time. What are the products banks can offer to the customers? That we will discuss. One is we can open savings bank accounts, other bank accounts, a recurring deposit, monthly 100 or 200 they can save in this recurring deposit, and some loan products, small loan products, and remittance and payment services. If they want to transfer the money also, that can be they can utilize the banking services. And insurance and health care, this is also one of the important area. You can do small insurance to them, minimum insurance, any other targeted services by the government or banks you can do with this financial inclusion. To do a financial literacy, that means we have to educate these people. Why should you open a bank account? A small message can be sent to them because of the improved technology with us. Everybody is having a mobile. You can send a message. Why you have to open bank account? Of interest applied by the money lenders also you can send it, because they should be relieved from the clutches of the money lenders. And if you pay regularly, they will get good loans. That is repayment. All these things we can send a good message to them. Bank of India also given some guidelines for the financial inclusion. One is they have recommended to open no frill accounts. No frill accounts means zero balance accounts. And then KCC, that is Kisan Credit Card. And here liberalized branch expansion, and regional rural banks and cooperative banks and commercial banks have been given a liberalized branch expansion. They can open even in small villages. Here introducing technology products and services to them, that is prepaid cards, mobile banking. What are the initiatives for financial inclusion? One is no frill accounts, that everybody knows, that means zero balance accounts. Second one is relaxation of KYC, know your customer norms. Everybody may not have PAN card, and if they are having even one simple address proof and identity proof, that can be accepted. And here banking correspondent and business facilitator model, these two things we will discuss afterwards. Then information and communication technology for rural prosperity. NABARD, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. This is also involving a lot. That means this is also giving a lot of support here. Here, what they are doing is committed to rural prosperity, particularly financial literacy through audio-visual system in Doordarshan or in TV. They will do lot of presentations and micro pensions and financial literacy and credit counseling centers they are doing, and support for capacity building of BCs and BFs. BCs means business correspondents and BF means business facilitator. Okay, there are two models in respect of the operation of financial inclusion. One is business facilitator model, another is business correspondent model. Now let us see the business facilitator model, that is NGOs, non-government organizations, then farmers club, then community based organizations and rural multi-purpose kiosks, village knowledge centers, agri clinics, business centers, agri business centers and Krishi Vijnana Kendras and post offices and insurance agents. All these can be act as a business facilitators. What are their duties? Let us see. What are the duties of the business facilitator model? That is, they have to identify the potential customers and collection and preliminary process of loan applications and account opening forms. They cannot open the account, they cannot take the cash, but they can collect the information and processing and submitting to the bank. And sometimes they can insurance products and other cross-selling products also they can sell. Post-sanction monitoring and recovery, and once the loan is sanctioned, once the bank account is opened, they will make post-op. That means they will again follow up with the customers to maintain the accounts good. Now we can see business correspondent model, and who are the people can operate these business correspondent models? That means NGOs. And the NGOs means non-government organizations who are set up under Indian Societies and Trust Acts. That is most important. Then other societies registered under Mutually Aided Cooperative Societies Act or Cooperative Societies Act of States, and post offices. These people can act as a business correspondent. So let us see the difference between the business facilitator and business correspondent. Here, business facilitator can take up the loan application or account opening forms and they can fill it up and they can submit to the bank. But whereas in business correspondent model, they can open of deposit accounts and collection and payment of small value of deposits and withdrawals. That is allowed here. That means they can do the cash transaction also here, and dispersal of small value loans, recovery of principal and interest. Yes, in addition to the cross-selling, railway ticketing, payment and receipt in respect of the e-government activities, all these things will be there. But mainly here, the business correspondent can accept the cash or can allow the withdrawals for their customers. But whereas business facilitators, they cannot do the cash transactions. This is very, very, very important cost benefit ratio model. Usually the bankers will think that collection of the deposits from the small customers, it is not profitable for them. It's not correct. Suppose if a 2000 rupees deposit, if you collect per annum from one customer of 10,000 financial inclusion customers, you will get 2 crores. A branch will get 2 crores deposits. So let us say 4% interest they will pay on these deposits. They are incurring a cost of 8 lakhs. Whereas the bank can utilize the amount for advances at 8% average yield. That means they can give to big customers or other business people for 8% interest. So they will get 16 lakhs. So what is there in net income? 16 minus 8, 8 lakhs. So let us say, what is the cost they are going to say? Additional cost for application 20 rupees, they will say, that printing and all these things. Then account maintenance 10 rupees. Even with the computerization, it may not cost much, but still we will take it as a rupees 10 rupees for one account. And incentives at 0.5% on incremental deposit mobilized, that is 2000 0.5%, that is 10 rupees. That means we have to give to the incentive to the people who are acted to collect the deposits. So total cost is rupees 40 per 10,000 accounts. 40 into 10,000, 4 lakhs. So here 20 rupees, 10 rupees and 10 rupees, total 40 rupees per account. So 10,000 accounts, it is costing 4 lakhs. But what they got? 8 lakhs profit. And even this cost, if they reduce from 8 to 4 lakhs, 8 minus 4 lakhs, still they will get 4 lakhs benefit. So it is a profitable venture for banks. Here, how we have to mobilize the funds from the customers? Mainly publicity and awareness plans also should be there. What is the field publicity? At village level, you can have a posters, banners, as well as puppet shows. That is very interesting. And here street shows and videos on wheels. So these small accounts also to be audited. The KYC complaints, know your customer complaints, that means whether they have taken Aadhaar card, whether they have taken address proof, ID proof, all these things will be verified by the inspecting officials and concurrent auditors of the bank. And audit of loan accounts will be as per the bank's policy. All these government funds, whatever the schemes also there, they can be electronic benefit transfer. Electronically, they will be they will be created to the customer's account here. Let us see the micro insurance also. What are the micro insurance products we can give to the small people? One is life insurance, and next is health insurance, that is critical illness and hospitalization, and crop insurance, livestock insurance, and their asset insurance. All these things you can guide them and you can sell the products to them. Let us see the microfinance, that is self-help groups. Let us see what is a self-help group. A self-help group is a small, economically homogeneous and affinity group of rural poor, generally not exceeding 20 members, voluntarily coming together. If more than 20 members come together, they have to register under Companies Act. Usually, the self-help groups are formed by either banks or non-government organization or government agencies, or some self-help group promoting institutions also will be there. Let us see how this SSG promotion and development. Here, first is pre-formation. Second one is formation. For pre-formation, 1 to 2 months it will take, because they have to select the members and all these things. Then they will be formed. Then stabilization. In stabilization, there will be storming. That means heated arguments will be there while forming a group. Why you have not included me? Why you have excluded me? All these things will come here. Then afterwards, the growth. Then all these things, expansion and diversification. This is about a small development of the self-help group. You have to see why the self-help group is formed. One is to save small amounts regularly, then to mutually agree to contribute to a common fund, then to meet their emergency needs, then to have a collective decision making, to provide collateral free loans with the terms decided by the group at market driven rates. So with the market driven interest rates, they can give the loans to their members collateral free. That means there should not be any security here. So for this, the self-help groups have to maintain certain books. One is minutes book. Then attendance register, who are attending for meeting and all these minutes, what they have discussion made and all these things they have record in the minutes. And savings and loan register, if the people will contribute some amount, they have to maintain register. And loan also, if anybody has taken loan, they have to maintain about the repayment and loan taken, all these things in the register. And monthly meeting register, and members passbook. Usually the members will have a passbook also. If they have invested any amount there, they will have a passbook. In that passbook the entries will be made. The bankers also will observe what is the genuine linking of the group. The group should have been active existence for at least a period of 6 months. For taking loan, they should not form a group. Immediately they cannot approach the loan. At least 6 months period should be there. The group may be informal or formal. That means formal means registered, informal means not registered. The group should have successfully undertaken savings and credit operations from its own sources. First they have to do the operations. That the banker should ensure that there is no third party involvement here. Any sarpanch or some other political paid people should not involve in the group. That he should ensure. And there should not be any interference from local authorities also. So these small accounts also to be audited. The KYC complaints, know your customer complaints, that means whether they have taken Aadhaar card, whether they have taken address proof, ID proof, all these things will be verified by the inspecting officials and concurrent auditors of the bank. And audit of loan accounts will be as per the bank's policy. Let us see the microfinance ecosystem. Here, for the development of the poor, who are involved? One is government, second one is Reserve Bank of India, third one is NABARD, and fourth one is SIDBI, and fifth one is all formal financial institutions like banks, other cooperative banks, RRBs, and civil society, and donors, and private social investors also will be involved for the development of the poor. This is power of microfinance. Bangladesh Gramina Bank. This is a microfinance organization for the community development. I want a small briefing on self-help group, microfinance and financial inclusion.